folks, and welcome to Garbage Theater, Season 2 Finale Special.
Yay.
I'm your host, yay, we made it. I'm your host, Chase, with my co-hosts, Blake and John.
Yay, again.
Did we say let's get this shit show on the road for the finale? We got nothing but good stuff planned for the finale.
Yeah, this isn't a...
Let's just talk about Desert Heat for an hour.
We already did that.
Well, Season 2 is a wrap. This is our little wrap party. Blake won. Yeah. John came in second. I came in third. And that's just the breaks.
I just want to talk about how sweet of a victory it is for me. I put up with a lot of shit during Season 1. And it may have been self-inflicted by not paying attention to the rules. But I just like to point out that once I understood the rules, I came out on top. So all this, however many losses I had in a row, I'd like to think that this makes that null and void. Because when I understand how to play the game, I come to win.
Blake came out on top with a big fat asterisk next to it.
Oh no, my friend.
You don't have to diminish his victory.
That's right.
He was calling it too. At the end of Season 1, he says, "I'm gonna win Season 2." He says it like a few times, I think.
Yeah. I was confident.
Yeah.
See, Chase, basically what just happened was Rocky 2. You know, you weren't hungry anymore.
Call me Apollo then.
Yeah, well, or was it Rocky? Wait, no. Rocky.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Rocky 3. I'm Clubber Lang, damn it.
It's Rocky 3. I think you want Rocky 3.
Yeah, I'm Clubber Lang, damn it.
Okay, well, Season 3 is going to be the end of Rocky 3.
Okay, good.
So,
I like how John said, "You want Rocky 3."
So, our first little segment we're going to do is our Voice to the Voiced list, where we're going to give our top 5 worst movies we watched this season. I say, let's go ahead and do the winning order for all these.
Okay.
Blake, John, me.
All right. I got my list of 5. I'll go in descending order, where the absolute worst will be the last one.
Yeah, that's how we should all do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My number 5 was Ninja Terminator. I had fun talking about it, but I didn't have fun watching it. So that's really the only way I could explain that. Number 4 was Derailed. My God.
All. Enough said.
Number 3 was Swamp Ape due to the Sasquatch penis incident that created a rule change at the same time. I am proud of that pick, and I'm proud of that episode. However,
it's our most popular episode to date.
That was a terrible movie to watch. Number 2 was Zombie Crop, because just when you thought it couldn't get any worse in the swamp, there it was. Turns out, you can get rid of the Sasquatch penis and add like extreme racism, and there you go. It's a worse movie. That's pretty much all they did. And number 1 was Carnage, what we just finished up on our last episode. Part of it is that it was a shitty movie. The other part of it is I slept through it, so it must not have been that good for me to fall asleep.
Oh, it's the go with the flow rules again. If you didn't watch it or didn't watch the majority of it, it's automatically the worst.
I did watch it. Like, I watched Carnage. I remember the finer points of it. There's just some things that I was like, oh, that's what happened. I had a medical issue this week. I was heavily medicated. And couldn't stay awake. I'm sorry. So that's my worst of the worst. I hope I didn't go too quick. I'm just trying to fire through it because I'm anxious to hear everybody else.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, this is like super. This is way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Just I don't know. There's one glaring omission from your list, though. In my opinion.
In my opinion as well.
Once again, I made this list while I was heavily medicated. So.
All right. Well, so I think I made my list back before we knew we were doing another episode. So I had a Robo War was number 5, but it got knocked off by Zombie Croc. So my number 5 is Zombie Croc. Oof. Goddamn. That was a tough one. That was a tough one to get through. But weirdly, number 4 is Deadly Sin for me. That movie, just the amount of like mental hoops you had to jump through to like figure this thing out, along with the incompetence of all of it. Deadly Sin.
I enjoyed Deadly Sin.
It had a couple of funny parts, but I don't know. It wasn't what I was hoping for. Number 3 is Swamp Ape. So we're lining up. We're lining up there. Number 2 is Rogue Strike, which is the omission. I'm like, what? How did that not make it list?
Well,
and this is like, I think my list is based on like what I just enjoyed watching the least. You know what I mean? For any reason, regardless of like quality or whatever. I mean, if it was enjoyable in any way, it got ranked that way. And number 1 is Derailed, because fuck that shit. I hated that movie. Yeah.
Damn.
It was awful. It was just a dreadful, dreadful watch. The edit, like I said, it made you feel ill with the editing. It was attacking me, this movie. So that's my list.
All right, Chase.
Okay. So my list. Now, my number 5, I've been flopping back and forth with since I watched Carnage. And I'm thinking Carnage is safe. It's not going to make my top 5. Number 5 is, my first pick was Derailed. Because of, it was the one that made, that gave us actual physical pain to watch. But it had Jean-Claude Van Damme in it. So that's why it's not higher on the list for me. Being, the shepherd of the sword of Van Damocles. I can't put a Van Damme movie that high on the worst of the worst list. Number 4, in alignment with John, is Deadly Sin.
Yep.
Because it was just really fucking bad.
Real bad.
Now, I should say, the way I'm doing my list is, it's as if someone's making me rewatch all the movies this season. And I'm putting them in the order where, like, I'm hoping that maybe I'll die before I have to watch the last ones on the list. So, it's just ones that I just really don't want to ever watch again. Number 3 is a Zombie Croc. Which is, the worst of the, it had a few laughs for me, at least.
Yeah.
The underlying racism aside, we can kind of look at that as like, okay, they were just really putting that under there to sell these people as being terrible people. Number 2 is Swamp Ape. Because for me, I was way more uncomfortable watching that one than I was watching Zombie Croc.
Agreed.
So that one beat it out. And the only correct answer for worst of the worst number 1 is Rogue Strike. Because it had 0 redeeming values for it. And I'm sorry that it's my pick. But that is the only correct answer, because fuck that movie.
That didn't even make my 5, man.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get how that at least didn't make the top 3 for you.
But like the thing about like Zombie Croc and Swamp Ape and
how did you fall asleep during Carnage but not during Rogue Strike?
Yeah. Fair enough. But like at least Zombie Croc and Rogue Strike or Swamp Ape had the miniatures moment for me. Like
yeah, that's the only thing that kept those two out of the number 1 spot for me because it had some. Yeah. I laughed at it a little bit.
According to John, I didn't laugh at Rogue Strike movie,
except for that one.
It is adorable. Carnage was kind of adorable too, actually.
Yeah. The only thing that made me laugh in Rogue Strike was when they had that picture of the Russian guy on the wall. That was just the screenshot of him earlier.
Yeah, that was amazing.
You know, I always love the little one-liners we say in the show. And, like, I hate picking out a line that I said during a movie, like, to be, like, my favorite thing. I'm not trying to, like, be that narcissist or whatever, but whenever we watching Rogue Strike and you pointed out that there was a Dodge Ram truck at the bottom of the ocean, and I said, AKA the Russian sub. That gets me every time.
We can let's do this real quick. Hey, what was your favorite line that you said of the season?
Yeah,
Blake, that one was yours.
Oh.
Mine absolutely has to be canned ham.
You're wrong. My favorite line that you said was, "Who is this woman and why do I
care?" That was also a good one. John, what would you say was your best line?
Oh man, my best line.
I know what my favorite line of yours was.
I do too, but go ahead first, John.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time coming up with one off the top. I guess the line about Toshiro Mifune.
Yes. Celebrated actor Toshiro Mifune.
That wasn't my pick. That was a good one. But my pick was my favorite line that you said, only because it gave me so much ammo, was when you said, "And she wasn't that attractive."
That's not what I said, though.
Well, I don't remember what it was, damn it. I just know it set it off.
Yeah. That's been haunting me ever since.
You said something like they didn't sexualize her and they made her kind of frumpy.
Yes. I said she was unsexy.
That's what it was.
There's a difference between sexiness and attractiveness. Yeah, in my opinion.
You're right. And that gave us gold for the rest of the season.
God damn it.
Oh, Christ.
I also like the line about the blood-filled butt. But
yeah.
The blood-filled butt.
Mosquito.
Yeah, mosquito. That's right.
You couldn't wait to get to that blood-filled butt.
That was a good one. But yeah, your Jimbo quote was
that was perfect.
That was a good one.
Oh man. Okay, so moving on from that, we'll go to our With Apologies To award, where we pick the best movie we watched. And I just want to make a motion. Can we just change the name of this award to the Desert Heat Award right now?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Because any, I don't care what you have to say, John. Any answer other than Desert Heat was the best thing we watched this season is incorrect.
Well, that sort of takes the wind out of my sails, doesn't it?
Well, what were you going to say?
Mine's actually Orcs.
Wrong.
Yeah.
No, seriously, what was it?
Orcs.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Orcs for me was the most entertaining movie we watched.
No.
Yeah.
It was on my top 5, but no. Desert Heat, man. Come on. Desert Heat had everything.
I'm not in that headspace. I don't know what you mean.
It was so good.
It had everything.
Bad Marita.
That's in my regular rotation of Van Damme movies now. Like it's right up there with Hard Target.
Look, Desert Heat was a delight.
Yes, it was.
I'm saying, look, it didn't make my like worst of the worst list or anything. I'm just not on board.
No, anything other than it being the best movie is just wrong.
Yeah.
Name one thing wrong with that movie.
God, where to begin? We talked about how like his character didn't make any sense. His motivation is non-existent,
which only added to his likability.
Yes,
sure.
He was Jean Everyman.
I don't know. I couldn't handle all the weirdness.
Weirdness.
And
them killer guitar solos? Come on.
There's like 7 people living in this town, and like 5 of them are in a gang. One of them's Pat Morita, who's like a serial murderer for some reason.
Danny Trejo massaging people's feet? Come on.
Yeah.
Cigarettes and whiskey and wild women.
Oh, man. This is going to turn into a full like reenactment of Desert Heat.
No.
We'll stop.
Ah, Christ. Desert Heat was very good, though.
It was good. And I agree with you. It's now called the Desert Heat Award.
Yeah. So we've got the Desert Heat Award for our finales, and we also have the Desert Heat Effect, which is when we like a movie really like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Our next segment is we all discussed earlier that we were going to pitch since we watched so many of this genre, that we're going to pitch our own fighting shit in the woods movie.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So let's go in the order.
Well, it's good because mine doesn't have mine's a very loose outline. It's not going to take me long. Once again, I was at a disadvantage and I didn't think about it till like the other day. But anyway, the name of my movie is called 3 Wolf Moon.
I like it already.
It stars Steven Seagal, Rob Van Dam, and Eric Roberts.
I like where this is going.
Yeah. So Steven Seagal's character convinces Rob Van Dam and Eric Roberts that there's a rogue rougarou in the woods, and it uses ravens to like scout out people to kill and all that.
Explain what that is to the non-Louisianians.
Oh, the rougarou is what you like if you're being bad and your parents tell you like start being good, the rougarou's gonna eat you. It's like the Cajun kids boogeyman.
Yeah,
basically. So anyway, Seagal goes and recruits them to help him hunt down this rougarou. But they need to wear special glasses.
Oh my god.
To see it. Because they can't see it with their own eyes. They gotta wear glasses.
I know where this is going already.
No, you don't. I guarantee you don't.
So it's like they live style?
Yeah. So they're wearing the glasses in the woods and they're fighting the rougarou and trying to get away from the raven and all that stuff. And finally, Rob Van Dam, the smart one in the group, takes off his glasses.
He's the scientist.
And he realizes there never was a rougarou. It was just Seagal's wife bat-sucking her falcon, hunting him down in the woods. And he wanted help to kill her. Oh yeah, and fish are sentient. But
you made a movie with them that revolved around putting on and taking off glasses, yeah. And none of them are cross-eyed.
Well, no, that'd be too obvious. So that's 3 Wolf Moon.
The twist this time is that none of them were cross-eyed.
Yeah. That's 3 Wolf Moon coming out in 2019.
Wow. All right, John, you're up.
Okay. I don't really have a good title for it right now, but I'm gonna just launch into the synopsis here.
Okay.
A noble named Toshimichi and his escort of 30 bodyguards on his way back to his castle are ambushed and massacred on a secret forest road by an assassination squad sent by a political rival. Only Toshimichi's pet fox, with whom he always traveled, survived. This fox was actually an evil spirit, known as a Tsukibono, who brought prosperity to Toshimichi and bad luck to his enemies. But now, with his master killed, the fox put a curse on the bodyguards that failed to protect him, that they would have to continue to guard him forever. Now, over 400 years later, a group of backpackers mistakenly upset the site of the assassination and find themselves in a fight for survival against an army of undead samurai warriors determined to protect their master. For some reason, I get really hacky in this last line. Can they find a way to break the curse and put the warriors to rest before they're all turned into sushi?
I'm trying to think of a good title for this.
Considering everything that we watched that's just fighting shit in the woods as a really just straight up title. Like, Zombie Samurai would probably be the title of this.
You should name it Desert Heat.
Yeah.
No,
I know it doesn't take place in the desert, but still.
No, the name of the thing, since the dude's sidekick is a fox, the name of the movie is Fox and Friends.
Oh, that was good. I like it.
John comes at us with a serious one. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, dude, I want to see some Zombie Samurai. I'm about that. I'm about that life.
Well, this is going to be a serious sandwich on goofy ass bread because, like Blake's, mine is not serious. With the title, now I went for something that might be a little obvious, but the synopsis is going to make up for it. And there's one line in the synopsis that I'm very proud of. So I went the Asylum Films route, and I chose to do a versus movie. And my movie is Swamp Ape versus a Zombie Croc.
Oh God!
Oh shit!
Synopsis. In the Florida Everglades, a few months after a group of teens were viciously attacked by an unknown wild animal, more attacks start surfacing. Crocodile Rivera, on the hunt for the single surviving spawn of the zombie croc, believes she is located where it has staked its new territory. Upon tracking it down, she meets up with a lone man, simply known as Chief, working at a local sundry shop. He believes something much more sinister and horny is to blame. And informs her that a group of teens just headed out into the woods in search for their missing classmates in the exact area where Rivera believes the croc to be residing. After shitting all over Chief's heritage, Crocodile Rivera heads out to save the teens when she's overpowered and abducted by the swamp ape. The teens run afoul of the zombie croc, and after several of them are killed in hilarious fashion, they flee into the woods to discover Rivera being saved for later by way of the swamp ape creating one of his signature magic vortexes in the mud to trap her in. They rescue her, and the new team of heroes decide the only way to stop these two unstoppable forces is to pit them against each other. Using an elaborate, time-filling plan, they lay out the framework to capture the zombie croc in the swamp ape's territory, using various parts of Milton Bradley's mousetrap. With the zombie croc trapped, one of the girls' moon cycles attracts the swamp ape. And now it's reptile versus erectile when the two titans meet on the battlefield.
Oh my god. Can I go back and I gotta amend like my favorite line of yours is now reptile versus erectile.
The zombie croc eventually prevails, biting off the swamp ape's most valuable appendage, rendering him powerless. To save the remaining teens, Crocodile Rivera must sacrifice herself to be eaten whole by the zombie croc and stab it in the heart from the inside with her hook hand, destroying it once and for all. After the credits roll, we see Chief mourning over the corpse over the fallen swamp ape. He cuts out the swamp ape's heart and takes it to a nearby Indian burial site where he places it in a fresh grave. The camera slowly zooms in on the mound of dirt as we hear one loud echoing heartbeat from underground. Title card, to be concluded in A Zombie Swamp Ape.
Can I make one amendment to your story there?
Holy shit.
When Chief is burying the heart, he should put it inside of a box, inside of another box, and then bury it. Reptile versus erectile.
You have no idea how proud I was of myself when I came up with that.
You definitely win, my friend.
That was spectacular. That was really spectacular.
Oh my god. Reptile versus erectile.
I was trying to make mine funnier at some point. Putting in a bunch of puns.
It doesn't matter. Thank God he went last.
But it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. If you would have went first, I would have just said, fuck it, never mind.
I did make the pun teriyaki, though.
Yeah.
Teriyaki.
Which I was pretty happy about.
Yeah.
Ask me that teriyaki sauce.
Oh my gosh.
I wrote that whole synopsis, and I left that fight card line out because I wanted to come up with something good. And so I just started looking around at things, like I was looking at like the Latin words for crocodiles, just trying to find something that worked. And then I just saw on the wiki page for crocodile, it just said at the top, reptile. And it all just came flooding in.
Oh man, I wish I had a good story for mine. I just knew I wanted zombie samurai and I worked backwards.
Mine is kind of a preemptive strike, because I'm going to say now, every one of my picks this coming season, except for one, is going to be a Seagal movie.
Oh, I had a feeling that
it was going to be all of them, but then I found out one way to kind of piss you off with my first pick. So,
oh Christ,
I'm gonna do that first. But my last picks will be Seagal movies. So get ready to talk like this a lot during an episode.
It's gonna be a weird, gropey season.
Oh, bat suck. She'll get her revenge one day.
Okay.
There's so much good stuff, though. So much good stuff to choose from.
Christ.
I had a really stupid, I think I told you about it, a stupid idea for a segment that, I'm just going to hit you with it really fast.
Okay.
But it's movies with amazing sounding names, but boring synopses.
Okay.
So I found one called, Time Burst, The Final Alliance. It's basically just a ripoff of Highlander. There's one called Secret Agent Super Dragon. But it's just some stupid European, spy movie. And then one called Uppercut Man. It sounds like a bad anime, but I don't know, some boxing movie.
Oh, I've actually got one.
Yeah.
It's one that I really wanted to use, but then I decided not to after more looking into it, because it's just really a boring movie. But the title of it is crazy. It's called Star Worms 2: Attack of the Pleasure Pods.
That one didn't violate the porn rule?
Surprisingly, no, it did not.
Okay.
And my whole thing was going to be when I said the title, I say, okay, now this one's going to sound like porn, but I swear to you it's not.
The only one I can think of off the top of my head was a movie called Desert Heat.
Well, that one doesn't fit the bill because it actually turned out to be awesome.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right, next up, we're going to do our missed opportunities, where we had a movie that we wanted to use, but then chose not to use for whatever reason it may be. It violated the rules or whatever.
Okay. Mine's going to be, there's not a lot of information involved. I can just kind of go through how it happened.
Yeah.
But I had found this Indian movie, and part of the reason why I couldn't pick it is like zero of it was in English.
Yeah.
Even the title, I have no clue what it was. It was just something in Indian. Don't know. But I was trying to find a English dubbed version, and I found one, but it was only for the trailer was dubbed. I couldn't find the whole film. But then me trying to dig deeper into finding this film, it was basically about like a warrior, he was like a warrior, but he was in present time and he rode a unicorn and he'd just go around kicking people's asses for no reason. And so like I was skimming through the actual movie trying to find out more about it. And then there was like a hardcore sex scene in it. I was like, whoa, this isn't like I can stop looking for the dub now because this isn't going to happen. But I figured dude riding a unicorn in full armor, like just whipping people's asses was awesome.
Yeah. I guess they felt they needed to spice it up a little bit.
I guess.
John, what do you got?
Well, I wasn't exactly sure what the format of this was going to be, so I have like a few. I'll just go through them really quickly. There was one that I had that was a similar circumstance to you, Blake, where it was a Turkish movie, and I think I showed Chase parts of it. It's like two guys. One's dressed.
Is this the one with Spider-Man?
Yeah. I don't even remember the title now, but it wasn't in English. But yeah, they had like a character dressed as Spider-Man who is a villain, and then the character dressed as Captain America who is the hero. They just sort of chased each other around the whole movie. I don't know. I have a bunch that like that I think just one or all of us have seen it already, but I just thought it would be fun to do on the show anyway. But like Miami Connection, Hard Ticket to Hawaii would be super fun. Have you guys seen that movie?
That one I've never seen.
It's so insane. Oh, anyway, I guess we'll never do it. Ghoulies.
Oh God, Ghoulies.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I assumed one or both of you had seen it.
Ghoulies 2 is also something to behold. Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College, is also...
Now,
let me go back to that. That rule sticks in my craw, though. Can't have seen it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Chase, have you seen Hard Ticket to Hawaii?
No.
Okay, I've never seen it either. It was actually going to be one of my picks, and I decided against it.
Oh, really?
Well, John's seen it.
Well, I haven't actually seen the whole movie. I've just seen like a lot of clips from it.
Because I was going to pick it after seeing the Frisbee scene. Like, there's a Frisbee scene on the internet, and I was like, oh, God, I got it. But I ended up not picking it.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes, man. There's, like, Toilet Snake. There's, like... there's, like,
So you know, that's up for grabs.
Skateboard rocket launcher. Yeah, I guess so.
That's up for grabs.
It's not... I couldn't find it streaming anywhere. Maybe it's on YouTube or something.
Probably so. Including, and John, just in case you didn't know, anything that didn't get picked from season 1 is now available. I mean, from season 2 is now available.
Yeah. I'm definitely putting Neil Breen back in the rotation when we get a chance. The other one that I almost picked was Hard Target 2.
I almost picked that one as well.
It's rated too high.
It's rated too high, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chase, what are your picks?
Well, I've only got one, and I was going to present it in the same way that we do our coming attractions.
So that's what I thought you might have. Yeah.
So mine is called Adam and Eve Meet the Cannibals.
Awesome.
Made in 1993.
That recent?
Yeah.
That sounds like a 60s movie to me.
4.3 stars on IMDb, 2 stars on Amazon, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's an Italian movie directed by Enzo Doria and Luigi Russo. And all that they've done other than this was a lot of Italian B movies that all look very, vaguely porny. Starring Mark Gregory as Adam. He was in this movie called 1990, The Bronx Warriors, which is like a weird Mad Max-ish Escape from New York looking kind of thing.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that on Amazon.
And also Escape from the Bronx, which is the sequel to that one. Andrea Goldman as Eve, and she was in this and Just This. And Angel Alcazar as Bear Killer.
Nice.
We all remember Bear Killer from the Adam and Eve story, right?
Of course.
Classic.
So, synopsis. God cast Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden because Eve decided to eat a forbidden apple that a talking snake told her to eat. The disgraced couple find themselves battling a menagerie of vicious creatures. That's the only synopsis I could find.
That sounds amazing.
The story sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. 91
Was this
minutes.
adapted from something?
Yeah.
91 minutes long. Trivia. A lot of cutting room floor scraps of 1 million years BC was used to pad this out. And George Miller of Mad Max fame directed some of the secondary landscape shots, though he was uncredited. Yeah.
Wow.
Uncredited, but yeah. Reviews. As a famous rap duo once expounded, girls ain't nothing but trouble.
This is true.
Insane exploitation gold mine from Italy. And cannibals, pterodactyls, and bears, oh my. I thought when I first found this movie I was onto something amazing. Because the film quality is Robo-War level bad. But it was all subtitled, the clip that I found on YouTube. So I was worried it was all just in Italian. But then later I went and watched like a part of it on Amazon, and it is in English. It isn't subtitled, so it fit the bill, but I chose not to use it for reasons later. But basically, so the movie opens and God creates Adam by hatching him from a Gremlins-esque cocoon. It just starts like 5 seconds into the movie, the earth pukes up this ball of glop, and he just kind of sloughs out of it.
That's like Aronofsky's version of the Adam and Eve story.
I was gonna say, it stays pretty closely knit to the Bible then, right?
Right.
It's like when Saruman's pulling the Uruk-hai out of those sacks underground.
Nice. Good reference, thank you.
He wanders around Eden, which has a surprising amount of astroturf in it. He climbs a tree, pets a cheetah, gets bored, decides he's going to make a woman, so he builds a sandcastle woman on the beach, and then it starts to rain, and the sand washes away, and it's Eve. She's actually there. And during this whole scene, there's this sappy 80s like ballad playing in the background that sounds like it was composed on a $20 Casio keyboard.
I just realized that like Weird Science is just a retelling of Adam and Eve.
Yeah. So she immediately beelines for the forbidden tree of knowledge, and the python tempts her to eat it. God gets angry. He casts him out of Eden by way of a giant rolling Raiders of the Lost Ark boulder, which is a hilarious thing to behold.
They should have put that in the Bible.
I know.
So they leap from a green screen cliff out into the world, and it's populated with cannibalistic Neanderthals and string-guided pterodactyls, and Adam fights a guy in a bear suit, and it's the best-looking bear suit I've ever seen.
Nice.
It's 100% human proportions with this big, tall bear head sticking out of the top. After that, I mean, the majority of the movie is just them wandering barren landscapes. And when I say the majority, I mean like a surprising amount of it was just wide shots of silhouettes walking. So it would have been a boring as fuck movie to watch. So I decided not to use it. But it does end with Eve giving birth to Cain in a tide pool that they actually show happen.
Oh boy.
Now, it doesn't show an actual birth, but it does show basically this actress in a pool sitting on a rubber baby, and she just kind of pulls it out from under her ass.
Okay. That's not what I imagined.
So, it's not fun to watch regardless.
That's a shame. I hate when that happens, when you get real excited about something and then it,
on further inspection, it's not what yeah.
Damn shame. Sounded great.
Yeah. So close. So close.
Yeah. Is there any other little things anybody wants to talk about before I move into explaining our holiday month?
Just that I won.
Shit.
It's good. Yes, Blake, we know. We know you won.
We're aware.
I don't know. I mean, I sort of wanted to talk about, maybe mention some good movies we saw.
As Blake and I have told you before, we don't watch movies outside of garbage theater movies.
Yeah, I don't know where you find the time to do such a thing.
Well, I mean, I hope my boss isn't listening, but I sneak out at lunch.
No, there's a time and place for that, and it's in our little group text messages, and it's not on the show.
Yeah.
As winner and absolute ruler of garbage theater, I decree that no, we will not talk about that.
Okay.
Well, I do want to congratulate John for surviving his first season on this podcast.
We made it hard, too.
Yeah.
You certainly tried to run me off.
It was a baptism by fire for sure.
If anybody, look, for all the stuff like we weren't supposed to have porn in any of our shows, but boy, John got fucked almost every week.
Things did seem to not go my way very often.
It was either narrow losses. For a while there, his one and only pick almost tanked the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He actually picked Robo War, but didn't get to make the questions for it or anything.
Didn't make the questions. He got robbed of moderating his own pick. He got the sword of Van Damocles dropped on him when he finally won one, and was forced to moderate a movie that he hated.
Yeah. And he had to do a double feature.
Jesus.
But all that being said, you still came in second place.
Yeah.
I did it.
So good for you.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Eat it.
Which, which is one better than Chase. And one less than me, of course. But still good. Still good.
I plan on winning the holiday month, though.
No, that ain't happening.
I'm going to win it.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
I got momentum now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I am not going to make this holiday month easy. Speaking of the holiday month, we're about to do our holiday month. Affectionately dubbed Chestnuts Roasting on a Dumpster Fire. Yes. A very garbage theater Christmas.
That is so awesome.
So, much like our Shark Month, back in May, was our Shark Month?
I don't know. It all runs together at this point.
We're going to be, for our next 4 episodes, we will be doing 4 holiday movies in a row. I'll be moderating all of them. John and Blake will be competing in the quiz. This isn't going to be a win-loss. It's a total questions answered thing, just like last time.
Right.
Same deal. 5 questions each episode. And it's going to be a holiday-themed episode every week. Now, it's time for me to reveal the first movie of Chestnuts Roasting on a Dumpster Fire. So, the first one I'm going to watch, we're going to start it off strong, because why not? And the first movie we're watching is The Ginger Dead Man. Which was made in 2005 with 3.5 stars on IMDb, 3.5 stars on Amazon, a surprising 60% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, what?
Why are we watching this movie?
But only a 28 audience.
This is bizarre. I mean, I've heard of critics liking a movie and audiences hating it, but not for this kind of movie.
Not for this. Tagline: evil never tasted so good. So
they even messed that up.
I need to point this out real quick. When we were all pitching ideas for which movies we should watch to be added to the pool for this, John suggested this one. And when he said this, he just said, "Oh, there's this movie called The Ginger Dead Man. It's a movie about a killer gingerbread man. It should be funny." And I said, "Okay, I'll add it to the list." Now, he left off the key ingredient of this movie. Which, how he left this off, I don't know. But the gingerbread man is Gary fucking Busey. Which automatically sold me on it. So,
you know what comes to mind when you say it's Gary Busey? It's like when you got the new Street Fighter 2 and it had the new challengers. like we've been playing with Ryu and Ken and with Van Damme and Seagal. Yeah. And throwing Busey in's like
we've forgotten about Busey.
Like, who's this T-Hawk character and why must I learn how to play?
Oh my god, why did we both assume he was T-Hawk? I was thinking the exact same thing.
So it's nice. We got a new challenger has come in.
Yeah. So it was directed by Charles Band, who has a whopping 273 directorial and producer credits, including Puppet Master, Dungeon Master, Ghoulies, Troll, and Laser Blast. All amazing movies.
Yeah.
Dude. Charles Band, yo. Full Moon Pictures.
Yep. Starring, of course, Gary Busey as Millard Findlemeyer / the Gingerbread Man. Robin Sidney, who was in a few other The Gingerbread Man movies, which there's a whole series of these. Ryan Locke, who's in some TV dramas, and Larry Cedar. His most notable role is he had a part on Deadwood. Synopsis: an evil yet adorable gingerbread man comes to life with the soul of a convicted killer. This real-life cookie monster wreaks havoc on the girl who sent the killer to the electric chair. So it's kind of Chucky-ish in nature.
Yeah.
Runtime: 70 to 100 minutes. Because I don't really know.
Okay.
Sources differ. Sources differ on the runtime of this movie. Trivia: it was followed by Ginger Dead Man 2, Passion of the Crust, Ginger Dead Man 3, Saturday Night Cleaver, and the franchise crossing Ginger Dead Man versus the Evil Bong. And Evil Bong has its own series of movies.
Oh, God.
Reviews: undercooked in every way. Takes way too much time with the people, not enough time with Gary Busey as killer pastry. And finally, did Gary Busey owe somebody money?
Wow.
So that's excited. What we're out of the gate with. Ginger Dead Man.
I like
Start
it.
this off right.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah, I'm a little excited about this, actually.
Now, John, I know we were I know we were still trying to decide what your weapon was going to be, and we had kind of unofficially settled on Godfrey Ho. But, I mean, Gary Busey's up for grabs.
That's true, but I don't think his filmography's not that deep. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least whenever after he went crazy, it's not much.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know. Did you know that he had 4 movies under his belt where he played a killer gingerbread man?
Well, there's 3 more movies you can pick, John. I ain't gonna lie, Passion of the Crust is that's a good tagline.
So.
And also appropriate for Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
More for Easter.
No. Yeah, you're right. Save that for our Easter month.
Yeah. Is anybody else part of the hair club for men? No?
No. I know what you're talking about, though. That's that.
Good.
Put a bow on season 2. It is done.
Who won again?
All right, it's getting tired now.
Maybe for you, but not for me.
Anybody have anything else to say?
Nope, I'm good.
Last minute anythings?
That's it. That's it for me.
Right. Well, again, thank you for listening to season 2 of Garbage Theater. We'll be moving into our Chestnuts Roasting on a Dumpster Fire special next week. You can subscribe to us on iTunes. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Garbage Theater. On Twitter, @Garbage_Theater. On Instagram, @Garbage_Theater. Our lineup for our holiday month is kind of set, but if you've got a movie that you want to suggest to us for maybe season 3, let us know on Facebook, Twitter. You can email us at garbagetheaterpodcast@gmail.com. And on that, we will see you next week for some holiday cheer, Gary Busey style.